Does it take to get 2,400 gigawings? That's the point.
Wait, okay, he's trying to compare Gigawing 2, which is a title I really like on Dreamcast, to Burgerfi, right, Devin? Burgerfi? Can we give a background on Devin really quick? Devin, when you were... At what age did you decide to not do something else for your life and instead do video games?
I mean, I planned on doing engineering, because that's what I went to school for.
So how young were you when you first started fucking around with video games, making money with video games?
Middle of high school, probably like 16.
How'd you get started on that?
With you.
No! Somebody showed
sold
you.
my personal collection and sold out like the first day, and I was like, wow, there's actually demand and money behind this. And got hooked on it, easy money. Everybody gets hooked on some easy money. And
this is back in like 05, 06.
Yeah, continued to do it all the way through college, which is like until like 03 or 2013. But then I started doing conventions, and that's where
that was
really
the game
was
changer.
like, okay, this is the game changer.
I remember this because I was in the Air Force,
yeah.
And I was driven to keep doing video game stuff, but I was putting my paychecks in the games. Meanwhile, you were basically paying for all your college expenses with your video game business, right? Yeah. And selling your books back onto eBay and stuff like that. I remember that too.
So yeah, like the video game thing was fun, all the way through 2013. It was just a side hobby for extra cash, whatever. I didn't think it was gonna pay the bills. I was gonna be an engineer. And then I started doing conventions, and that was the game changer right there.
I remember
just
that.
the bulk of selling within 3 or 4 days, depending on the con, was mind-blowing to me. And
so much more efficient than listing games on eBay.
Efficient, yeah. More fun to do too, Like
yeah, I remember that.
It's not so, what's the word? Just
tedious, repetitive.
Yeah, over and over, repetitive. Like listing on eBay can be horrible.
Yeah, nice to just put a price sticker on something and then get to meet the person who's actually buying it from you. Yeah.
So that was the game changer right there.
I think I was at your first con ever, right? NitroCon?
And that wasn't even that good. Like, that one was just like...
Was I there for year one, or did I miss year one and I went to year two or something?
That was year one.
Whoa, so I went to your very first con.
Yeah, I mean, that was, way better than any flea market day ever. Like,
and that was our comparison. Yeah, it was like taking small steps up, right?
So, NitroCon was just like, whoa, this is good. It's still not mind-blowing, but it's still good.
But this is a new direction I might want to pursue.
Yeah. And then, so I signed up for MetroCon. And MetroCon is where I really changed my mind. I was like, okay, engineering is probably my back burner.
Whoa, so you're on your first year of cons where you started to realize, like, this is better money.
That's where I changed my mind and started going full force with the video game stuff. And I was doing that while in college still, as I was graduating. I even had like a senior design project and stuff for engineering, and I was telling people, because they were like, oh, what do you plan on doing when you graduate? And I was like, I'm gonna go sell video games. Like, I'm not even gonna use my engineering degree. And they would just all like look at me like super weird, like, what?
I remember that you talking about that was one of the most challenging parts of that decision, was getting not judged by people. Also, your girlfriend's family, just like friends of friends and
all
stuff.
My family was like,
it was a respect thing.
What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Like, what?
Yeah. I got that when I was getting out of the Air Force too. Yeah, and Chris's mom, the homie Chris, now is, I mean, you're college educated. You're certified to do several things. I mean, you did the lab work recently with the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you could do a lot of things with your life.
The whole time I'm just realizing, like, wow, this is just not. It's just not the answer as far as optimization and maximization.
Yeah. I mean, it's depressing, after you do it 40 hours plus a week.
Yeah.
For a long time, it starts to get depressing and just monotonous and boring.
What are you talking about, the video game grind?
No. I'm talking like actual, career jobs.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them are like that, but it depends on the person too. Some people like
hard
love
to move
doing
it.
that.
You're kind of cemented where you are.
There's always that hierarchy too, where it's like you're always working for somebody else.
Yeah,
you're somebody else's boss's bosses.
I want to
total
be my own
rivalry.
boss.
Yep.
And like I guess it takes a certain.
Yeah, you have to have the drive too.
Yeah,
you can't be lazy.
That's the thing. Coming from like wanting to move up and like make that money, that's what like forced me to want to learn stuff fast and like do something with it.
Yeah.
I love how the output equals the input on self, employee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Oh my god, the thought of just like working a fucking career job and, you know, no matter how hard you work, you get paid the same.
Yep.
That just kills me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like,
It makes for
yeah.
like the lowest effort you can get
Yeah.
away with.
Like, I love putting in 60 hours a week right now because, you know,
Yeah.
the more I put in, the more I get.
Yep. Yep.
I just love it.
I agree.
Now, so that was, man, that wasn't too long, and really, like, college was just a big hurdle, but it was one of those, like, learning experiences, life
Yeah.
experiences. You wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah,
Fucking
I had a
going to
lot of fun in
UCF.
college for sure. And I wasn't set on the video game thing until the convention, which was late in my college career. So
It's just interesting to think, like, all the math and all the engineering and chemistry and just material knowledge, all the stuff for mechanical engineering that you had to learn,
Yeah.
none of it applies to video games, right? Maybe some of the math and statistics and stuff, like
so
maybe.
my minor was business, and I took a lot of accounting, and that does help a lot. You know,
Yeah.
'cause
True.
obviously you have to track your expenses, you have to,
Yeah.
you know, track all your revenues, track all that stuff, and you know it comes into play there. But yeah, for the most part, not really.
Now, I want two topics of conversation in this video, which we got about 15 minutes left of. One is how do you get your inventory? That's but the other one is I'll just preface them both. The other one is I forgot already, so let's just start with how do you get your inventory?
I mean, simply it's eBay. Have software that updates every second and shows me newly listed stuff, and basically, if it's a good deal, I buy it.
Wow, I thought you were gonna be more vague about how you get your shit.
That's
For
big enough.
years, Devin's been like,
That's
"This is
big
top
enough."
secret. I can't tell." So you snipe good deals off eBay that other people can't even get a chance at getting, right?
Yeah, I mean, other people have the chance too. Like, it's not that superior, but
So it's a competitive thing.
yeah, it's competitive. I
What do you
definitely
call
have
it?
some opponents that I deal with every day, and then, you know, I see feedbacks that I recognize and stuff. So
That's right, because eBay's cryptic about who the buyer is of an item, but you can
Yeah,
always
yeah.
see in the parentheses like what their feedback score is.
So I've seen the same feedback scores multiple times. You know, where
that
like,
outbuy from you, they
Yeah,
outsnipe you. We call them snipers.
It's like a friendly competitiveness in my
Yeah.
opinion now. I used to get upset about it, but not anymore. I'm just like, whatever. If they got it, they got it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's my internet just being shitty or something. You know, being slow.
You're like a FPS gamer that when you get killed, you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
fucking lag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rather
I
than
have-
admitting that Chris fucking dominated.
I probably
Just
have
headshotted him.
thousands of hours of
Hey, I suck
FPS
at it.
gaming, so that helps too. you
For
know.
real, it does. Like your
Oh, yeah.
your
Oh, yeah.
ability to make quick decision making with your
Yeah.
mouse clicks, and
Yeah,
also
that's-
I don't know what they call it in FPS gaming, but like just the mouse accuracy, just the
flicking, flicking being inaccurate. Yeah, it definitely
it's
helps.
crazy. You gotta be that
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
for some of these deals.
It's instinctual at this point, you know, like because I learned
Yeah,
it
you
at such a
definitely-
young age that
Can you give the audience, the folks at home, an idea of like what something would look like that you would snipe? I'll just give one example to set the tone. I guess would be like kind of like that cliche garage sale GBA SP with Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red,
yeah, so
and maybe
obviously,
like
yeah, if
a
the
dozen
picture-
other.
If the picture shows a lot of stuff, it catches my eye immediately. Obviously, you know,
Mm.
because it's usually a lot that somebody's just selling for, and when the price
It'd be like
is
a
something
garage
like,
sale price too, like 50, 75, 100,
oh,
right?
Yeah,
It's a
100,
clean
50,
number.
something like that. Clean numbers, yeah.
Yeah,
Usually that catches my eye too.
$100.
Some of my best buys recently were even in the 400 range. You know, like a lot of people overlooked it because of the price. They're like, "Oh, 400 can't be worth it."
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when
especially
when
now.
you calculate it, that's like a quadruple or maybe. You know, like in terms of like resale value, at least. With Amazon buy box and stuff, it's at least a quadruple.
It's worth taking a minute to just scroll through the pictures, see
yeah.
what's all there, move on to the stream because it's coming in quick. Like there's constant. Obviously,
yeah.
eBay has millions of users. There's hundreds of video games getting listed per
Oh, yeah,
minute.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
naturally, some of them are very good deals. Some
Oh
of
my
them
God,
are
there's
complete in box, and people
probably
are selling them
some.
for charted values or counterfeit. Price
Yeah.
matching is
Yeah,
very
I've seen
common,
that.
right?
Import. A lot of people price match imports. You know,
Price
you saw-
matching, yeah.
Yeah, you just saw that at that convention, at Jewel Summoner. You know, somebody price matched a Japanese import.
That's your theory. I think he was just being really friendly on that
There's a
Jewel
whole
Summoner.
bunch of Japanese sitting at that price.
Oh,
That's
he
why I
price
think that,
matched.
yeah.
I fucked up by
All
not
the
going for that
American
Jewel
ones are like
Summoner.
$90
Yeah.
or higher.
So, but definitely repro price matching
Oh,
is
yeah.
very common,
Pokemon,
right?
Platinum all day long. Yeah,
Oh.
people
Yeah.
are price matching
For an
platinum,
authentic
There's
one.
so many fake platinum.
$20 or whatever for a platinum, and if you can identify that it's American,
Fucking
yeah,
buy it.
obviously you
sell
want to
it.
buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the name of the game, huh? What are some of your most memorable snipes or missed snipes?
The
I
one
think
that really comes to mind is that Sega CD and Saturn Live.
yes, that comes to
yeah.
mind too. And
Yeah.
Chris
Netlink.
actually got the Daytona Netlink
Yeah.
from this snipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I paid, like,
Snatcher was in the snipe
I
too.
paid like
Yep.
200 for one of the lots and 300 for the other, so
Oh.
$500.
Oh,
It probably totaled 12,000 at the time.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's
time.
probably 25.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like if I had the Netlink
it's about
and
3 years
everything,
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snatcher, Netlink.
I
all
told the
kinds
story
of
with the
ridiculous
Netlink
stuff,
without
yeah.
Chris sold
Saga,
it. And
Panzer Dragoon,
Saga was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was it was definitely a widowed spouse or
Yeah,
something
you
tragic
can
was
tell
involved
somebody
here.
acquired it because somebody died or something.
Yes,
like that,
definitely the original owner. Or, and who knows? Maybe he went to prison. Maybe he just,
Yeah.
fuck him. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's
Cheated
gone, and I'm gonna just do whatever with it.
Yeah.
But regardless, it clearly wasn't being sold by the same person that curated that
Yeah,
collection. It was
Yeah.
too
The-
just choice premium.
all beautiful condition, like new, and the Netlink wasn't even in the picture, was it?
I don't think it. Yeah, it was something.
Netlink was a surprise. I
Yeah.
remember opening the
Which is
box
amazing.
and I pulled it out and I was like shaking. I was like, "Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Like this
Yeah.
is just tossed in
And it
there
was
for
in
free."
beautiful condition.
Yeah, it wasn't even in there.
What about other moments, other snipes that
Oh
come to
man,
mind?
I've got a list and a list. I've hit Star Fox Weekend for like under 100. I've hit fucking
For a card only
Oh.
price, I think you
Yeah,
had Star
yeah.
Fox Super Weekend.
the combo card, the Speed Racer combo card with the manual for like $100 or something.
$100 for combo cards. Sorry, there's an airplane going by. Yeah, mountain bike Speed Racer SNES with manual. I remember you sold the manual alone and like made
Yeah.
5 times your money back, and
I
the cart
auctioned
was
the
all
manual.
gravy.
Yeah, I auctioned the manual. It went for $500, and then
remember
the
that.
cart 2,000. So
Tell me about the
Jeez.
probably of all sculptor's cuts in existence. I think you had example number like 4
yeah.
or so. Whereas like
I
there's
was
that
like-
1 or 2 sealed ones, and like
Yep.
you had the nicest CIB imaginable.
Yep.
And you bought that on eBay, didn't you?
I sniped that for like 300.
Oh, when?
And it was complete. Yeah.
You sat on it for a few years. I remember.
I bought it. Yeah. Oh man.
I think it was when I first went to
ago.
Fort Walton when I was stationed at Eglin. I think it was around that time, so maybe
It
2013.
was probably 7 years ago.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's
had-
about yeah.
you-
Because I lived
2014.
in Tampa 4 years. I lived in another place for 2.
I just
So,
remember
yeah,
being
7
at my
7
storage
years ago.
unit in Fort Walton Beach, talking to you on the phone about this purchase.
Yeah.
So that would have been around 2013
Yeah,
or
it
I don't know
was
so.
like
if it-
7 years ago.
It was a
Yeah.
different one, but I remember you trading one to someone at a trade.
Ben Bell.
That was it.
yeah.
Ben Ben
It was
Bellflower
that copy?
Yeah, that
got
one.
the
I held on to it for so long.
and Ben murdered on that deal in
Yeah.
hindsight.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those
I don't
things
regret
where
it though because like I flipped all that stuff quick. and
absolutely, yeah.
Moved on.
Devin's always been like
more.
that. Keep
Yeah.
it rolling.
Yeah. Dog.
In
But-
hindsight, though, yeah, it's the what is it? Keep the best, sell the rest. Like the tip of the spear keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah.
So when you got the number 1, the
Opportunity
sculptor's
cost,
cut.
Keep that money going.
And see, that's the thing too is some people just care about the money value on stuff when time is really a factor.
It is.
And like if you're not valuing time
Yeah.
at all,
Yeah.
then sure,
I know
Ben
what
got
you're
the better
saying.
deal.
I'm guilty of this, aren't I?
That's why I like
Yeah.
to. That's why I like to trade up.
You sit on
I feel
shit.
like I
Trade
got
up
the
for
better deal at the
singles.
time, but in the long run, if you're just looking at dollar value, Ben got a way better deal.
And I remember
It's hard
His
to.
appreciation
you were no
way
dummy back
faster.
then.
Yeah.
You would have said yes in the long run. This has way more upside. Even at that time,
Yeah.
I think you were self-aware that like
Oh,
the
yeah.
CIB sculptor's cut in top grade.
I knew it was gonna appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted the quick flip. I wanted to get some NES stuff in stock, to sell at the cons immediately. Sculptor's Cut was sitting there for too long. And
This was about 4 years ago too, so it's
yeah.
like
The trade was maybe 3 years ago.
yeah.
Something
So
like
I guess the point I'm making is like, dude, if you just only held 4 years, you could have had that explosive value upgrade.
Yeah.
But 3 years is a long time to be
To hold.
Yeah, yeah.
to
Oh,
be
yeah.
to
It
be
is.
snowballing.
To not be
Snowball.
tempted.
Yeah, I've
Ex-
snowballed that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 100 times by
Yeah.
now.
That's the metaphor or analogy. I don't know which word is better, but
Yeah.
for like rolling the snowball, get the
Yeah.
money out of it, turn it into something that's
Yeah.
more liquid asset, cash out, and then reinvest.
Yeah.
Go back to that sniper stream and buy these smoking hot deals.
Yeah.
Gotta
For
spend money to make money.
Yep, and just keep rotating. Man, I forget my second big like life of Devin question. Oh yeah, I think I was gonna transition this into the stock market because it's funny how like, it's funny how I was able to alter Devin's course of life with introducing him to video game selling. Otherwise, he could have been doing good things on this earth and maybe revolutionizing
Or doing
industries.
the opposite and killing people with my bad engineering.
Well, you're a smart person. I don't think that would have happened. I think you would have been just like a grunt doing like horrible peasant type engineering, which is probably what most engineers become, right? Like
If they
you don't get to
if they
be
can get a
You make
job.
your way up, though.
If they
you don't
can
get
a
to be
job.
Michelangelo inventing helicopters and all kinds of cool
It
shit.
just
Like
takes a long time.
yeah, so your life would have sucked. But Devin said you used to sell video games to autistic people at conventions. Not all of them are autistic, but many of them are. That's besides the point. Sorry, I'm not going that direction. But but your next step is stock market, right? Like you're
It's
leaning
more.
more.
Of a side hustle. I mean, I studied the fundamentals of trading, so I do understand a lot of the fundamentals. It's just I don't know. It's kind of boring, like just trading every day.
So you like a balance of both,
So
like
I'm more of like a long-term investor at this point. That way I don't have to like look at it every single day and make those kind of moves. I don't know. The video game thing is more fun. I still do that full time.
it's more of a sport if you think about it. It's
Yeah.
like
More of a sport,
you don't
yeah.
get to like compete with other people in like an almost FPS like landscape where you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, I see this, I know it's good, I need to click, I need to grab this. It's like you don't get that with buying games GME and shit like that.
There's
you know?
also
it's like a
the
turn-based
selling
strategy.
side of the sport, like the art of the oversale.
I can see, yeah,
It's,
the
figuring
gratification.
out how much
yeah,
you think you can price something at and get away with.
I guess, and that comes down to like
That's my favorite.
just
part
knowing
of
the market so well, which
Yeah.
you could apply that same thing to the stock market.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
people get so good
There's
at trading certain stocks that they feel the
Absolutely.
same way that you and I feel, Chris,
Yeah.
about like getting top dollar for a video game. It's just insert the word stock instead of the word video game, and
Absolutely, yeah.
that's kind of the same
When
thing.
you can read a balance sheet and stuff, yeah, you can pinpoint a price that's like a major like sell point or a buy point, and then just technicals and stuff, yeah.
But I guess it's just the sport of the acquisition side where like video games is still fun as hell when you were just showing me a buy recently where it had a bunch of just cool Game Boy stuff that
Yeah.
Devin, Chris, and I all looked at and we're like, yeah, we're seeing so many cards here that we've never had in our careers
Yeah,
combined.
yeah.
It's really
That's the
cool,
fun
interesting
part.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind
Whereas
of
a stock is just like, it's like whatever.
it is what it
Yeah.
is. It's buying it for retail market value now
Yeah.
and just speculating on the
It's always
upside.
been there, like you've always had opportunities to buy it, but you just never did.
Yeah.
It's different. Yeah.
Well, I've got 3 minutes or so left. What are some stocks that you would throw out there, Devin, that you're feeling?
Well,
you know?
my absolute favorite, because I love their product, is Burgerfi. And
Burgerfi.
Some of you have probably been there. It's popular in Florida. I think there's some in Chicago, some in Saudi Arabia, but mostly Florida. And it's kind of like Shake Shack. It's just like Shake Shack, high quality beef, high quality ingredients. Everything's organic, but really freaking tasty. Really good product.
I want to say when I went there, it was almost like the Chipotle of burger places. No, not quite
Yeah,
Chipotle, but a lot of options.
Yeah,
Like a
you can
lot of.
customize your burger. And
That's
stuff.
what it was.
But yeah, their product is awesome. They have all kinds of vegan options, vegetarian options, shakes. Really good shakes.
I remember you could get beer too at the place I was at.
Yeah, organic
was-
beers, which is a lot of IPAs, stuff like that. And I love IPAs, so like to go to any kind of restaurant like that and find IPAs is, awesome.
Pretty good for sit down as far as like putting a
Yeah.
sporting event on
And
and
the
like
atmosphere
just
is
having
usually
beers.
pretty good. Not many TVs, but some TVs. Even Jake Paul, the famous YouTuber or whatever,
We all
went
know
to
Jake
one
Paul.
and he rated it higher than Shake Shack. He thinks it's better than Shake Shack.
Oh shit.
And if he says it, like he has a lot of control over the
Yes.
social media.
Seen that.
But their ticker is BFI, and it's only like $13-14 right now, and I could see that rapidly growing and being like $80 within like 3 years. I mean, this is all just speculation, of course. You can't like hold me to, you know, what I'm saying.
That's what all I
I'm-
do on this channel is
I'm
speculate.
not an advisor, you know, of course, but you know.
Dude, I've made shot calls like that with certain
Yeah,
games where I
but
say
I can see it in like 2 or 3 years being $80. You know,
that's your number one shot call, right? Because you got 20 seconds to do another
Yeah.
shot call if you have any
Yeah.
others.
And that's a huge gain, starting at $13-14.
Fucking
like 80.
Burgerfi.
Yep.
That's
Burgerfi.
it. Do you have another one that you want to shout out there, or just Burgerfi?
That's the one I'm most comfortable with.
I like that because we're time's up. Chris, what do you got?
Nothing.